Hello and welcome. I wanted to talk today about the Scorpio new moon, how it's going to be at 28 degrees Scorpio, which is really an amazing place for karmic, movement, death, rebirth, all that kind of stuff. So before I dive in, my name is Donnell Davis, and I am a channel and a healer, and I specialize in future self embodiment by helping my clients heal forward so they can have the love, the success, the health, everything that they want, not some far off time in the future, but here and now. And this Scorpio full moon, I mean, not full moon, new moons feels intense already. I'm already feeling how it's kind of pulling on some threads in my own life. And I just wanted to kind of dive in and share with you because I personally have come to love Scorpio energy. I love the intensity of it. I love how passionate it is, how truthful, how sexy, how deep the waters run. It is a water sign. It's ruled by Pluto. So Pluto, as you know, if you don't know, it's a sign of transformation. Some people say it's ruled by Mars, so that's, but it's that energy. And if you think of a, scorpion or kind of that whole energy, the stinger, there's a little sting, a little bite to this energy. The reason it is the death card in the tarot is because there is this underworld energy with it of subconscious transformation, especially because during this time, what was once not available to you to be seen starts to become seen. We have Mercury right now retrograding through Scorpio. I happen to have my Mercury in Scorpio in my chart. And so, in my natal chart. And so, it's really fascinating to me because I can feel the searing hot clarity that this Mercury retrograde is going to provide. So, I want you to think about this new moon as more than just a manifesting moon. Of course, you can always set intentions, but there is a closing chapter to this. So we are in a 9 year, we're in the year of the snake, we've been releasing, we're letting go. And without a doubt, this new moon has all of that kind of wrapped in, baked into it. And so some of the themes that I think are really powerful for you to witness and see within your own life right now is truth. Let the truth set you free. If there's anywhere that you've been holding yourself back because you've been denying, repressing something about your life, then I invite you and implore you to look at that. So the kind of truth, I'm not talking about like a little baby truth. Those truths are good. Like, okay, you don't like that kind of coffee that you drink in the morning. Like, I'm not talking about that kind of truth. I'm talking about the truth that, let's say you have a job that you can't stand, that you go to every day and you lie to yourself and you pretend like you like it, but you really can't stand it. Or you're in a friendship that is really challenging and maybe you outgrew it years ago, but you keep staying in it because you feel guilty. These inconvenient truths that once addressed will liberate you, but there's a messy quality to it. There is a disruptiveness to these kinds of truths. I have lived many of these truths. I know these truths, and I know that oftentimes the truth hides in the shadows. You really have to be up for the task of going in there and seeing what is kind of underneath the surface. Scorpio rules shadow work. It is that sign of psychology and like, what are we hiding from ourselves? What's in our dreams? And shadow work is one of those things that I don't know. I've always found it really fascinating. I absolutely love shadow work, but it's not something I do all the time. But boy, when it comes up, I'm like, oh yeah. So why do we need shadow work, and what does it even entail? Well, during this season of Scorpio, while we're in this like 2 week window, notice the parts of yourself that you maybe deny. And I was just teaching earlier and I was saying, like, think about like when you go to a party, like you always bring your best self forward. Well, think about like the worst version of you, like the part of you that you're shameful, that you feel like, oh my God, that part of me is like judgmental or, has an agenda, or I really want this, very egoic. I don't want you to deny those parts of yourself because that is there for a reason. So there is this beautiful analogy that I read one time in a book about shadow work, and she used a mansion. And she said, imagine you walk into this home, there's all these beautiful bedrooms and spaces and all these things. But when you're a little kid, let's just say you were doing something, you were singing out loud or doing something, and your mom yelled at you and said, hey, stop singing, your voice is terrible. So you decide, okay, I'm not going to express myself as much. So let's say one of the rooms in the house goes dark and it's like the door becomes closed because you stop singing the same way you used to sing, or you stop using your voice in the same way. So shadows are parts of ourselves that we deem to be bad or wrong because someone else conditioned us to think that way. So your mom, your teacher, whatever, made you feel bad because you're doing this thing. Is it true? No, maybe. But even if it is true, maybe you did do something. Maybe you hit somebody a lot. Maybe you were violent. Maybe you were angry as a kid and you realized that you didn't want to lead with that part of yourself. So you repressed it. Well, that energy never dies. Okay. Energy never dies. So that version of you still exists. It's not hidden. It's just deeper in your psyche. So Scorpio asks you to reclaim those aspects of you, where Scorpio's like, hey, like that person in the closet that you're trying to hide, like that needs to come out into the light, that needs to be transmuted, that needs to be, part of you. And so I love like the thought of prior versions of me that I had to reclaim and adopt, if you will, because one time I thought, okay, that's right. One of mine that I remember when I used to teach, like I had a whole shadow work workshop back in the day when I first started my business, but I saw this version of me who was wild and crazy. So sometimes when you go into meditation and you see shadow selves, they don't look like you. Like it might be a 12-year-old version of you, but it's like they look different, right? Because it's an alter ego. Anyways, I had this version of me that was pushing the lines, drank too much, partied too much, all these things. And so when I sat down with her and she was kind of like really edgy, like um piercings, all that kind of stuff. And I was like kind of surprised by her. I was like, whoa. And I remember I thought to myself, well, okay, this shadow part of me has been trying to protect me. Why is she here? And she was dangerous. Like she would always, as a part of me that would like have too many drinks and do something, like just stupid stuff back in my 20s. Got myself in a lot of difficult situations, let's just say, like not even just because of the drinking, but just like stuff that wasn't healthy for me. And I had to ask her, and she's like, well, you don't let yourself feel. So I have to go to the extremes and get you in these situations so that you really can feel. Because I was so numbed and repressing my feelings because somewhere along the lines that wasn't safe for me because of the environment that I grew up in. So you have your own story and you have your own shadow work. And this new moon is asking you to really figure out because this is about emptying out. I've been getting such a strong message from the divine that next year is going to be wild and different. And we're going to be starting a 1 year. We're finishing the snake year. We're going to go into the horse. But we're being asked, like, you can't bring in new light and blessings into your physical vessel if you are backed up energetically, if you were energetically clogged. It's not going to work. And it's so interesting because when I was in Maui, I was getting married and I think I just did a video about this, but the clogs, I mean, the pipes were clogged the day of my wedding. And it was so interesting because it makes me think of energy. Like if a pipe is clogged, then it's not going to flow, right? Like you can't move things through. Just like you can't receive more light, you can't receive more blessings. You want the next version of yourself. You want the next level of who you're becoming, but you can't have that if there's nowhere for it to go, if it's just like comes and it's stuck, right? So the whole thing with this Scorpio new moon is to empty out, is to say, okay, you know what? I need to let this stuff go. These old identities, these old wounds, these old ways of being, these old loyalties, these old versions of myself that I keep wanting to feel because they feel so safe and comfortable. So when you empty out, then you can receive the new. And this is like a double-ended new moon. It's so powerful. And it's being opposed by Uranus in the second house in Taurus. So what that means is that Taurus, is our self-worth, it's money, it's all sorts of things. But Uranus comes in and it's sitting exactly opposite. Scorpio and Taurus are opposites. And Uranus is unexpected things, surprises, plot twist. So whatever is happening, any plot twist that comes up, any truth that's being revealed to you that is unexpected, I want you to trust it. I want you to trust that it's here to liberate you. It's here to set you free. So part of becoming your future self, which is what I teach my clients to do, is I teach them to work with the cosmic energy and the themes that are going on, because instead of working against something, you're working with something. And right now, it's too empty out. We're getting ready to close out the year. We're going into Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's like go big or go home. And it's ready to receive abundance and blessings. But you can't if you're clogged. You just can't. So do your shadow work. See the karmic completion, because this one is at 28 degrees. And I believe so is Mercury. And so, or I want to say like the sun and the moon, like everything is like right around that. So like that's a degree, like that's like the 28th is a karmic completion type of energy. It's mastery, right? So we're coming into mastery over our truth. We're being our unconscious is going to reveal things to us. So go along for the ride and trust it. Like trust that like whatever you're releasing right now is because you're bringing in the new. And whatever needs to be retired in your life that is hindering your ability to be truthful with yourself. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If I could just leave you with one takeaway, like, what is your truth? Like, what have you been denying yourself? What is your soul's mission and purpose in this life? Because that's what Scorpio wants you to see the truth of. It doesn't like care about the mundane. It is the sexual, it's the taboo, it's your joint resources. It's how you partner with people, like not romantically, but like, with business stuff and all sorts of things. And so it's like really asking you to look at those, to delve into the intimacy within yourself so that you can have relationships and energy that is based on soul alignment. Okay, soul alignment. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So I really believe this one is setting us up to be our future selves, to step into new identity if we're willing to do the work, if we're willing to sit with our shadows and embrace them. So I'm going to pull 3 cards and then I'm going to say goodbye because I don't want this to be too long. Let's see. Shuffle them as we go. This is the Psychic Tarot deck. And if you're curious about my work, I do a future self circle every month. I just had the call earlier today where I delve deep. You get to ask questions. We go into a longer meditation. It's really beautiful. Every month, I'm teaching you how to align with your future self through my future self embodiment process. It's $555 for the entire year. It's a great price. There's a payment plan if you want. I'm also I do still do channeled healing sessions. I do coaching. I am going to be taking a couple coaching clients towards, in December that'll lead into like the new year. So if you are listening to this and you're like, I want to learn more about your services, reach out to me and we can figure out what is the best fit for you. Okay. Oh my God. Wait till wait till I show you these cards. The Deception and Envy card, the Trapped in Fear card, and then the Sacral Chakra card. Doozies. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Doozies for whatever reason. This card is so straightforward. Where are you deceiving yourself? Where are you letting other people deceive you? On the call that I just did, we had like an amazing talk about these shadow parts of ourselves that want to deceive other people because we want to believe that we're the strong one, that we can fix it, the good one, the nice one, all these roles and identities that cause us to not live congruently. So where might you be deceiving yourself? And I'm feeling like in the collective, there might be some big truths coming out. There might be some revelations. There might be things that you're like, whoa, that came out of left field. Like, what is that all about? Like, I did not see that one coming. I think we're going to have a little bit of that in the collective, and you need to use your discernment, right? Like, don't use your spice senses. Don't believe everything you hear, but there is going to be some truths revealed. There's going to be some big things coming out, especially it feels like around resources and even with money and stuff like that. I'm not sensing that like anything's going to be negative about it, but like there might be some truths about how money is being used in our government or certain things around that, or even like pharmaceutical companies. Like there's some truths that are going to be revealed. Okay. But this may be happening individually for you with yourself, or it could be that somebody in your life, something will be revealed to you. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you've been feeling like things are really off, I'm getting this card is telling me like, you're going to get the evidence. You're going to get the evidence. Okay. The trapped in fear card. Well, shoot. I mean, we have two cards that are about our mental capacity. It's the stories we tell, the way that we're showing up for things. So this is telling me like, get out of deception. Number one. Number two, are you creating your own prison? Are you in a situation where you think you're trapped, where you're like, oh, I can't get out of this. I'm the victim. This is never going to change. My money story is not going to change. My relationship. Stop it. Like, seriously, seriously. Like, when you complain, you are giving energy to the negativity and the things that you don't want to keep persisting. So could you please stop yourself from complaining and be like, okay, no, I'm not stuck. I have the resources when I align with my higher self and God. This is Scorpio energy wants to help you out. It wants to transform your freaking life. It wants you to step into the new timeline, which is going to usher in really quickly with Sagittarius. And then we're going into a 1 year. I know I'm talking really quick, but I'm channeling. And I'm telling you, if you're going to be in your power, you cannot believe that you are trapped and that you are a victim of your circumstances. You have to take ownership. You don't like your money story? Okay, how are you going to change it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep complaining and thinking, oh, or your job or your relationship, whatever it is, your health? Please find your power, because it's your power and aligning with that that helps you transform your life. And when you empty out, you give God the opportunity to fill you back up. You don't have to worry about the how. You just have to know where you're going and where you're headed, like what it is that you want. And your sacral chakra, to me, means you are in partnership with the divine. You are in co-creation energy. And this may also be affecting some of your partnerships in the sense that, it is shared resources. It is sexuality. It's addiction. It's all these things that are like, like shadow energy is addiction. Like, what are you addicted to? That is a shadow. Like, where might you be giving your power to something outside of you? So these cards are saying like, return to the source of your truth, stop denying things, don't be a victim. And you're the co-creator of your reality, and you get to rewrite the script. You get to change the directionality. You get to transform who you are. And remember, guys, transformation is an internal job. It's not happening out there. Oh my gosh, I'm sweaty. Look at that. Oh my God. This is why I wear cotton most of the time, guys. I'm telling you, don't wear synthetic fabrics. Um, when I channel, I get like so sweaty. Do any of you other channels do that? Um, but like if you're still outsourcing your power and your truth because you're afraid of what's going to happen when you're with your life, if you were to be fully honest with yourself and move forward, this is the new moon that's like, face it, deal with it, make the changes, and get excited about what's possible. Have a vision in mind of who you want to be on the other side. Like if you were to transform this shadowy element of yourself, let's just say like your money story or your health or whatever it is, what's the other version of the story where you're thriving? And I was going to say, like, dealing with the truth, like, I've already said this earlier, but I'll just say this last time again. It is messy, it is disruptive, but you have the tools and resources within yourself to handle it. And these energies, this astrology doesn't give you more than you can handle. It might push you a little bit to your edge and say, hey, that comfort zone is not working for you anymore. But it's not going to push you so far that like you can't deal with it. It's God has this masterful way of knowing how to refine you and change you from the inside out so you can be a match to your dreams. So I hope you enjoy this Scorpio new moon. Tell me, what is it that you're emptying out? I would love to hear. And if you were to live the most sexy, vibrant version of you in your big power and stop playing small and dimming your light, what would that look like? I want to hear about that too. Okay, have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.